Hey, what's up? Political Brown Kid here. And I'm starting to come to the realization that some people on the internet are correct. That take the position that it's over for. I'm not even going to say it's over for the women but it's over for as far as finding companionship with a woman that is in her um, 40s. And the reason why I say 40s and up, and it could be even for women that are in their 30s. I don't even know. But the deal is this. But specifically, if the woman has a child. And I'm saying that because of my own personal experiences. Number one, I've already said this before because once again, I'm in my 40s. I have a child. Now divorced, but I have a child. I'm running into women that are either in their 40s that have, master's degrees or PhDs or JDs, and they have their children or specifically, some of these women don't even have children and they're looking to get married. Like I even had one woman, she was like, 42? So she was a couple of years younger than me and she was talking about, possibly having kids. And she asked me, was I open to the idea? And I'm thinking to myself, well, you're 4. I'm like, well, what would that look like me having a child at 40? By the time this kid is in their teenage years, I'm considered a senior citizen. But the reason why I'm saying this too is because a lot of women, they just stay single by choice and they're proud of it. A lot of these women, they're proud of it. They're like, they don't care because they know that can get, they can get intimacy on demand. So they know that they have their intimacy, they have their Rolodex that they can go through whenever they're feeling lonely and they can get serviced. And they also have a few suckers that they have on hand that give them the other things, the emotional satisfaction that they need, because they know that the guy that's sleeping with them is, he's just out in it for one thing, and he's not treating them right, taking them out, and doing things with them. So they have another guy that's taking them to dinner or, coming over, fixing things and being the helpful guy because, he's a chivalrous guy, quote unquote chivalrous guy, right? So these women are not looking to get married. That's what I think some fellas don't understand, and I've been come to that realization because at this age I'm not looking to get married. But the reason why I say they stay single by choice is because once you already have your kids, and I'm even looking at it for myself as a 40-something-year-old guy. Once you have your children, and you're in your 40s, really, is there a purpose to getting married? Really, the only purpose to getting married is to kind of financially share the load in this, especially in this economic times, but the women don't even want to pay the bills or do that. They want somebody to take care of them. So that's the whole point for women is that they're single because they already have their kids. They've already satisfied their, motherly, instincts. So they fulfill that need. And it doesn't even sound right for a woman in her 40s to just now have an epiphany to want to get married. She's either doing that, and women, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you're either doing that just to scratch something off on your bucket list to say, I've never done this before, all my friends are married, so maybe I should do something about it. Or you're looking towards somebody taking care of you because you're looking at the financial or your resource needs later on in life. There's so many beautiful women that are single, but they're very hyper picky. So once again, and I ran into this today, and again, I'm making this recording on March 14th of 2024. 2 women, now mind you, I didn't even know these women. These women liked me. To my surprise, I look at my, one of the many dating apps that I'm on, and I have 2 very nice looking women. And of course, because the universe does not like me, I knew it was going to play out the way that it played out. So I wasn't surprised and wasn't disappointed or anything because I knew it wasn't going to work. 2 women on 2 different platforms liked me out of the blue. And so I was like, oh, wow, they initiated the like on me, so they must be interested. So I reciprocated. And then once I did that, one of them sent me a message. And then, so I'll stick with one story first. One of them sent me a message on one platform. So I sent the message back, and the message was pretty generic. Like, hey, what's going on? How's the weather treating you? It's a beautiful day. What you planning on? getting into. By the way, my name's so and so. Glad we, linked up online or whatever, something to that effect. And and then she just unmatched. And it was just kind of like when you sent me a message like, "Hey, hello, how you doing?" And then I just kind of came back, but it was just kind of like, "Well, what do you want for an introduction?" And then the second one sent me a message, and because she was in another state, but she was like, she's planning on coming to this area, and she just wanted to, and she was just kind of, she's setting things up, and she's planning on moving to this area. So I'm like, okay. So, I'm kind of going back and forth with her. And so then she just unmatched. And so it's just kind of like, it's just weird. Maybe these two females met somebody else. Once again, it's the weirdness thing about online dating is, and I've heard this from another woman even validated this woman that I actually met online, and me and her talked for a minute. Um, when a guy asks for a number, it depends. If he asked too soon, they unmatch. I didn't ask for. Well, in one case with the one girl who did unmatch me, the second girl that was moving to this area, I said, after we kind of went back and forth 2 or 3 times, at some point, my thing is, at some point, I'm in my 40s. I'm not going to text with you all day. You're texting me, I'm texting you. We're kind of going back and forth. So I just said, hey, look, I said, what do you prefer? I said, do you prefer texting or talking on the phone? I said, we can exchange numbers, but we can do it at your speed whenever you're ready. But I'm just letting you know, just let me know whenever you're ready. After that, she just unmatched. And so that's why I just find the weirdness of meeting people online, because it's just so flipping confusing. Because at some point in time, I'm in my 40s. I'm not in my 20s. I don't know how young kids do it. They probably love to text all day, but I cannot go back and forth with you texting. I just can't do it. And that's why I like meeting people in person, which I have not done as of yet. Well, I did meet one woman, but that just totally went left. But when you meet people in person, you get to talk, you see the interest there, and you're talking. And the expectation talking in person is to exchange numbers. When you're talking in person, you get to see them and what they look like. You get to see their actual height, build. You get to, hear their aura, tone. There's an experience there when you meet someone in person. And then the expectation, and that's kind of like a little mini introduction. That's kind of like a mini date. There's kind of really no reason to meet up later on. Online, you got to do an initial meetup to kind of verify that this person is this person. But when you meet a person in real life for the first time, you know who they are and what they're about for the most part, if you've had a little conversation. So the next thing is just talking, just talking and kind of building upon that and then planning dates afterwards. But the online thing, it's just totally, totally weird. I mean, I met a girl, I realized that, I have a certain height preference. I'm not going to lie. Just like women have height preferences, I have a height preference. My preference is because I'm not that tall of a guy. I'm slightly under 6 feet, but I like, shorter women. Like 5'5", 5'4". I like them, that tall. No taller than about 5'6". So I ran into a woman that was 5. She said that she was 5'7". And when we actually met up, she seemed taller than 5'7". She seemed like she was 5'8", 5'8.5", because we were literally almost eye to eye. And I don't like that. Especially if the woman is not super slim. Not to say that I'm the slimmest guy, because I got a little pudge in my belly. Well, not a little, slightly big pudge in my belly. So, but but if she's something bigger than me or my size, and this woman she wasn't like fat or hefty. It was just that she was a little, she wasn't like real. Like if you're real skinny, then okay, maybe you being tall is not too bad. But even if that, I don't want a woman that's eye to eye with me. I kind of like them smaller. So that's also the other issue with meeting people online, is that you can't gauge what they're really like. So a lot of these women, they're saying, women are saying that they're lonely. I'm seeing some profiles and they're looking to meet a guy. But the thing is, they're slow walking it, because they know that they have time. They know that their urges are being fulfilled. And, by several men, like I said, one taking them out and entertaining them, another one willing to talk on the phone with them all day and, communicate with them. And then the other one is for pleasure. So, and then they probably got another one that comes and helps them out, change tires, do this, do that, fix something, whatever. So their needs are being satisfied. So that's why this is just my assumption. So this is why they're really like not in a rush. And then they have their girlfriends that they fellowship with because women love brunches, and women love doing just weekend hangouts. So their urges are being satisfied. So they're not in a rush. So that's why you see a lot of these women, they're willing to go to their 40s and 50s, you know, um, being single. But when they look up, at some point in time, it will be too late. Not to say that they're really worried about that, because to be honest with you, I don't think that women care too much because they know that if they miss out on a relationship, a woman has no problem, because one thing I can say about a woman is they're very selfish, and women don't take that as well, actually, it is a negative. I'm looking at it as a negative. But don't take it as me being harsh, but this is just my observation. Women have no problems telling people, you need to take care of me. And they have no problem telling their kids, take care of me, somebody take me in. Men are more inclined to be like, okay, just if I'm alone, just throw me in a home or just let me stay in my own home and just come check on me from time to time. That men don't have a problem doing that. So that's why I say women are more inclined to kind of dig in, and they're going to hold their ground. So guys, I don't think that we're going to change any women's minds online, but I don't think guys are online trying to change women's minds. Guys are just online either frustrated and venting, which is what I do. They're trying to educate other guys to look elsewhere. Like you hear some guys advocating for going overseas, looking for more traditional women, or they're trying to catch younger women to deter them from taking the path of older women. So that's kind of what I see, and just my take on it. I just wanted to make this little video. I wanted to keep it shorter than this, but I kind of went a little bit over time. But just let me know what your thoughts is on this. Once again, it's the Political Brown Kid. Be well.